Hey everyone, welcome back to my workbench. It's been a while, I know, not to be a downer, but I do occasionally suffer from depression, so it gets hard for me to get down here and like really get into you know, the learning computer here. So, it's nothing like terrible. It's just I have a slight, it's genetic. It's a slight chemical imbalance in the brain. So every now and then, even I take medication, but even then, sometimes it's just like it's so hard to get motivated to do these fun little projects here. But I'm down here, and just sometimes you just have to work through it and figure it out. So if you ever see me disappearing for a few days, it's usually, don't like panic or anything like that. It's just I just don't feel like doing it. So it's just a kind of a mental thing. So getting back to the learning computer mouse, I just haven't had not been motivated enough to figure out all the wiring for the card reader, but that still works. So I'm having to go from the image of it to the electron micrograph of it back to the image and tracing all of the traces through. I did find the right wire. So to find the right chip for it. I thought it was one chip, and it wasn't. It was a different chip they were using. And I found the correct one, and I found the pin out of it. So it actually all makes sense. Like in the X-ray image, you could see the wire. Well, you can't see the wire bonds, but you can see the traces that will go around to the wire bonds, and that actually makes sense now. So, yeah. But that's something I have not been able to just like motivate myself to do. So I'm gonna work on the mouse, and I'm still. And other update is that that laptop I was looking at, that Vio, there must be something funny with the motherboards on it, because the motherboards that I see online are not working. Very suspicious there. The only ones I do see working, I see a few from the UK, but with like shipping, it's like $150 for it, which is just like crazy. I don't even know if it's even going to be worth it. So I'm really suspicious on why it has so many faulty motherboards. So I haven't really seen any tech forums with like how to fix these motherboards either. So I just see a bunch of broken motherboards, which already have a broken motherboard. So that doesn't do any good. I've tried pulling the memory from it. I can't get any kind of post out of that sucker. Even I can't even get like a double beep when I pull all the memory out. That's kind of frustrating. So I want to fix it, but it's not being very agreeable. And the problem I'm running into with this Microsoft mouse is it pulses the LED line, and the original Apple mouse is just expecting a straight DC out. It's either high or low with no pulsing in it, so it doesn't quite understand what to do with it. So I'm gonna have to see. I've been hitting the local thrift stores trying to find another mouse to hack apart, but I haven't had any luck yet. So I might just hack this guy here and just wire through the. The problem is the LEDs on here. These two here. These are LEDs here. The problem with these LEDs here is they are powered by the chip itself. Oh no, they go through a resistor. Never mind. That means I just need to find a way to tack back, come back here and figure out, instead of having that pulsed input like it's seen, have a straight up. This is a surprisingly complicated mouse here. I wish I could just find a simple 2-button optical mouse. The one optical meaning optical wheels and a ball and hotwire one of those. Because this one is a surprising amount of circuitry, because I know this is a dual. Originally I thought this might be a serial mouse and it wasn't, and it's not PS2 mouse. It's not ADB mouse. It's not an anything mouse. It's just taking the raw quadrature into decoding on board here. So what do I do here? I can't throw a cap across it, because if I put capacitance in there, it's just going to smooth out the signal too much. Why did they have to pulse the signal? Let's see. I'm pretty sure that electrically, though, luckily, the power up is correct. So the power and ground, I believe, are right. Let's see here. So this is your. Let's go down the pins here and see what the yellow is. Straight up 5 volts. Oh, I don't know if you can see that on the scope or not. My apologies. This is my oscilloscope here. It's currently set to 2 volts per division. Move that positions down a little bit. So you can see the yellow is your 5 volts. So we got 5 volts, 3.5 volts, noisy 5 volts, nothing, noisy 5, ground, and a ground. So those two are grounds. So the problem is, this is the problem right now. Let me get my trigger here. Alright. Oh, where's the trigger level? So I'll show you what the problem is. This is the 5 volts going into the LEDs. Actually, that's the high side there. So what I need to do is figure out, okay, LEDs, 5 volts coming in there. It's coming straight off the chip. You know, it's going to be easier to just find a better mouse. I know Brandon watches a lot of these. Brandon gets a lot of shout-outs. I was watching a bunch of old LGR reviews, and he is a collector of all things bizarre PC card related. All sorts of ISA cards and just weird Japanese cards, which is awesome that he's preserving these. I actually worked on a card for him from Europe years ago. It was the Mega Drive on a card, and there was another one which was a sound card, I believe. But just like really neat, like esoteric stuff. So I love working on his just bizarre things. But if you're out there, if you have a spare serial mouse, drop it in the mail. That would be really handy. Because trying to hack this mouse is going to drive me insane, because it just was never built around being used in this application. So, or otherwise I'll just keep hitting thrift stores till I find it. Now, in that case, you know, I'm going to put this aside, because this is just going to be more trouble than it's worth to hack this mouse. This mouse is way too complicated for what I need it to be. It's actually a really cool mouse, because it is serial and PS2. It automatically switches, so it can run off at 12 volts or 5 volts, which is pretty friggin' cool if you ask me. So, I don't know. I don't think I want to completely destroy this poor mouse, but if anyone has a spare ball mouse, that would be fantastic. That way I can hack it and not have to worry about destroying a poor innocent mouse. Because this one's going to be a nightmare. And that's why I came down here to figure that out. Alright, let's put you back together. This is actually a pretty cool mouse. I like this mouse. I used a mouse like this for years. Back in the day. Oh, went to my son's robotics club today. That was interesting. The teacher's trying to reel me in to give him a hand. I might see what I can do. Oh, I've been an electronics engineer for 24 years now. So, yeah, I don't think I'm really up to destroying this mouse right now. So, if anyone ever wants to contact me, retro at cyberfreak with a ph.com is the best way to do it. And I'm not really doing much boring capacitor replacement work at this point, because it just murders my soul. So that's why I stopped doing it. And for some reason the 5200 controller market just really dried up. I saw there was another 5200 controller arcade style out there for around the same price point as mine. So good on them, that's fine. I mean, this is always just a hobby for me anyway, so it's not like life or death right now for me. This got really burnt out from what the heck is this? Watch me clean my bench. Oh yeah, this is a S-video to composite cable. The magic is that tiny little capacitor right there when you mix the signals together. There's a chroma luma, and that's what mixes the signals. To do it properly, now do I bore everyone and show how you trace out? Maybe. Let's see. Let me find that image. Come on, bozo computer. This is actually really... I'm glad I resurrected this computer. It's fairly fast. Wow. Brandon and I have sent back 91 emails back and forth over the years. Well, I've been working on this darn thing way too long, and I appreciate Brandon's patience. Where's those images? Oh, the awe can. Oh man, remember that? That was awesome. That was a fun one to work on. I was actually figured out how to where'd the picture go? Oh, we send too many emails back and forth, Brandon. Where is the attachments? I know I have my other laptop, so it's really frustrating. Ah, here we are. Found it. Alright, so... Save you. Oh, already did have it saved. Okay. Do I have GIMP on here? I don't have GIMP on here. Really? Wow. Alright. Let me see if I can nerd everyone out here. Okay, let's go. Let's see. Move my keyboard out of the way so you can't see my... If you ever wonder why I like to use Linux, I'll show you why. I'm going to do a window capture. Cancel. Not window capture, I want a... browser. Screen capture, window capture. And I'm going to capture not that window. Why would I want that window? Okay. In case you ever wonder why I like using Linux, if you ever want to install something, this is what you do. Sudo apt install GIMP. Yes. I realize I've been doing all this work on my other computer. Whoa, that was fun. Alright, get you over there. Close this. Okay, look. GIMP. Alright, there's GIMP. I just didn't want you to see my password. That would be silly. I'm going to open that one up. Import you. I want to bump you up to 200%. So I'll show you image. I want to rotate it. Hold on a second. I'm going to grab my pile of papers over here. So, yeah, I thought I had a different chip originally, and I was incorrect. It's actually a Samsung chip, which is, in case anyone's bored, it's a KM23C 4000C. There's also a B as well, but the C is actually what's on there, or possibly a B. So, this is the actual... show you real quick, and that is the second printing of the same damn thing. So, alright, so this is the actual chip. Oh, the backlight compensation gets weird. This is the actual chip that the carts use. This is the ROM, read-only ones. These are some lovely photos I have of the board. This is that is the X-ray, and I think that's it. That's some old notes I had from before. It never worked out. Okay, so long story short, the chip used is a ROM chip that is 32 pins, which is great because that's 2 less than actually what's on the cartridge end, because it actually has 18 each side, and which is peachy. So this is the actual chip, and it's as I thought, it's a 4 megabit chip. It's a 8-bit chip, which makes it easier. You only have you basically have your address lines, your data lines, your output data lines, and you have your crappy print. Oh, yeah, that's why I printed it twice. Which one's easier to read? Oh, they both kind of suck. Oh, that one's a little clearer. Anyway, so the chip they use is the Samsung chip here. Thank goodness they use a name brand chip, which makes it much easier when I go to use the programmer. It's nice. They have all the data sheets, the access time. Kind of a unique, I'm out of focus here, kind of a unique chip. Most memory or ROMs depend on a clock. This doesn't. It just, when they has the, as the address lines change, it's not timing dependent. So this is the address line changing here to it's looking for address line chip enable. That's what CE not is where it happens. So as the chip enable hits, it'll spit out data, which is kind of cool. And here's your regular dip package. This is the small lead SOP, they call this, small line package. And I think they did even less than that. I think they just got the bare core and did the wire bonds themselves. So let me bring up the... Yes, this is helping with my funk here. Hold on. So I want to rotate this so I can understand what I'm doing here. This is the top. I want to go this way. And this picture, I actually mirrored it, so... Whoa, sheesh. This is the top. This is actually the bottom, but I mirrored the image so you can see the... Those are the same, so I want to rotate this image. Let's see, which way is that going? It's this way, so I need to rotate it 90 degrees. I'll show you what I'm doing in a second. Image. I'm going to rotate tools. Image, transform. Rotate 90 degrees clockwise. That's what I wanted. Alright, so let me share this screen so you can see what I'm talking about here. Alright, I'll share this so you can actually see what I'm doing here. I hope this video is not too boring. Okay, so let me share. I want to share that one. Okay. Oh, let's shrink that down a little bit so you can actually see it. Alright, so this is the... this GIMP image down a little bit so you can see. Alright, so what do we have here? What I want to do is, so you can see me. Hey, me. Bring me to the front. Order. Move to top. No, I didn't want that one at the top. I want this one at the top. Order. Move to top. There I am. Alright, so I'm going to view full screen. Alright, so I can see what I'm doing here. Alright, so this is your... This is a X-ray image of the what's underneath that black glob over here. This bloop you can see there is what's on the screen here. Same orientation. You can see that guy, that guy, that guy, that guy, that guy, and that guy are the same as this guy, this guy, this guy, this guy, and that guy over there. Alright, so I have to make some assumptions here. It doesn't matter if it's... Let me make this a little smaller so you guys can see. Alright, and I want to view this smaller so I can see what I'm doing here. Maybe not. Alright. View. I want full screen. Alright. So. Get out of here. Alright, so. Now, the assumptions we have to make here are this chip here is the same as this chip here, and I'm guessing this is the ground plane, I would hope. Yeah, because I'll show you exactly why I think this is the ground. This is nerdy. I'm sorry. Alright, so the reason I think this is the ground plane is you can see this pin here. See, that comes out and comes back. This is the ground plane. This comes out here. See that? That makes sense because if that ground plane runs here, it's going to be hitting this chip enable line right here. Where's he going to hit the output enable? Let's see what gets toggled. It looks like maybe they just did a or is the chip enable and the output enable at the same time? I'm still guessing that's the ground. Active low. Yeah, if they do an active low. Okay. We'll finish this video later.